Hey guys, what is up for OddsChecker? I am your host, Melissa Amrita, and I am joined by two of the sharpest bettors, Matt and Ben. Guys, happy Wednesday. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, Melissa. How you doing?
You
Doing good.
know, I'm excited that we have a bit of a dead zone right now, and like with all the Super Bowl bets, it's nice to have a little break, but we're getting right into it with some college basketball. It's ramping up. How are you guys feeling about the season?
It's been a great year so far. So yeah, best time of the year for a college basketball fan. I mean, these next
Oh,
6 or 7 weeks get you fired up. These regular season games are significant. Then we got conference chips. We got obviously the big dance at the end. But yeah, I'm fired up. Big slate tonight. We got a lot of top 25 to talk about. What do we have? 6 or 7 top 25 games. So it's gonna be fun. No time to rest.
All right, guys. Well, on that high note, we actually swept the board yesterday with your picks. You guys, what was it? You went 3-3. Let's start with you, Matt. You bet on the NBA.
Yeah. A little quick 2-0 sweep there for the boys. Went Raptors -2, which was they were losing at half, so I couldn't watch any games last night. It was tough, but I made it through. And I checked at halftime what the score was, and they were losing. So I was like, all right, they're down 5, but it's the NBA. And then I checked at the end; they ended up winning it by 10. Clippers game, though, I did catch that one. That again, they were both my teams were losing at half, guys, and then they came back and were able to take care of business. So Clippers did their job, Raps did their job. Now we move on. We got day two's pick, which will drop today. But man, all I can think about is if I didn't bet on the Super Bowl and probably just did this, I would have won the first challenge. Eagles. But anyway, we move on. It's day 2 today, so we got a banger for you. And then what happened with yours, Ben? Nice little easy pick there with Penn State.
Yeah, seriously. Someone asked yesterday if they went outright. I said I'm taking the points, but I guess I should have taken the money line. Penn State was like unconscious from 3. They had like 10 in the first half. They scored 53 in the first half. It was pretty much smooth sailing from there, which was nice. I mean, it's always nice to have a blowout in the first half. You don't usually have to worry too much in the second half. So yeah, Penn State won and they got it done.
All right, guys. And today we are looking at the AP Top 25. Let's take a look at that list really quickly before we get into the games tonight of the matchups. What are you guys looking at here? Any teams you're enjoying?
Yeah, there wasn't a ton of. I mean, I guess there was some movement with Alabama jumping Purdue for number 1. I'm not huge on I think talent-wise, Bama you can make the case they're the best, but when it gets to March Madness, I'm not as big on them just because they're young. I think that plays a factor. But they have some outstanding freshmen. Brandon Miller, he'll be a lottery pick. Houston, I like a lot. I know they play in a much weaker conference, but again, they've proved in March that they can win. They have a lot of veteran guys, one of the best coaches in the country in Kelvin Thames. So they have the guys, I think, to do it. Really, and the one team in the top 10, though, that I think a lot of people are kind of underplaying, and I mentioned them as a future, is Baylor at number 9.
Okay.
Just the veteran guys they have. They have a lot of experienced guards. They've won it. What did they win 2 years ago, I think? And they have a lot of guys from that team that are still on the team. They also have one of the best freshmen in the country in Keontae George. So I think keep your eye on Baylor as a potential future type of bet. You know what I mean? A top 10 team that could make some noise. Someone out of the top 10 that we were asked, who's a top 10 team, non-top 10 team that could go on a run. I think Miami's an interesting team because offensively, I mean, you guys have seen when they get hot this year, they're almost unbeatable. They have multiple guards who can beat you. They have a lot of shooting on their team. If their big men stay out of foul trouble and they get favorable matchups, in the tournament, I think Miami's a team who can make a quiet, Elite 8, Final 4 run. So that's a team I'd keep an eye on there at number 15. But not a ton of teams on here that outside of Miami, it's something weird's going to happen in March. There's going to be another St. Peter's this year. We're going to see something crazy happen like we did a season ago. But those are my teams, I think, that when it gets to futures, keep an eye on.
All right, Ben, who are you keeping an eye on when it comes to futures?
For me, I actually like UCLA a lot. You talked about kind of the senior guys, the veteran experience. Jamie Jaquez, obviously one of the best in the country right now. Great senior for them. I think he's going to be big in the conference tournament and even into March Madness. And then Tiger Campbell too. They have a lot of guys from last year. I was pretty high on them last year. Things didn't pan out so far for them. they lost, I think, in the NCAA tournament to North Carolina, who did end up going to the finals. So tough matchup there for them. But I'm high on them to go far again this season. They have the veteran experience. I like them a lot right now. They're sitting at 4. They're coming off that big road win against Oregon, which was a nice quad 1 win for them. Texas, I'm actually not as coming into the season. I thought Texas was going to be one of my favorite teams to actually make it far in March. I'm actually not as high on them anymore just because of their struggles on the road. I'm not sure how they're going to play. I'll be interested to see how they play in the conference tournament to really decide if I want to bet on them for March Madness. But just on the road, they've been struggling a lot. Even last night, they lost against Texas Tech. Pretty much all their big losses have come on the road this season. So that does worry me a little bit. But they do have veteran experience. They have Marcus Carr and they have Sturgeon Rice, who's looked excellent too. So they have the pieces. I just haven't seen their play on the road to make me believe that they can really make a run in March. But I guess we'll see.
I put them number 1 on my March Madness big board, so I have to disagree with you there. That makes me sad. The thing I'll say, though, is the thing with Texas, I think they're 4-4 on the road this year, but what do you – like if you put Texas in any other conference, I think they clear – you know what I mean? I think then they – like you put Texas in like the Pac-12, they probably lose like 2 road. I just think the Big 12 so deep. We saw it last night. Oklahoma last in the conference, right? They beat Kansas State. We saw Texas Tech beat – like the Big 12 is – significantly better than any conference in the country.
Yeah,
I know like the Big Ten might have as many bids, but I bet you if you put Oklahoma or Texas Tech in the Pac-12, they're a tournament team. I just think it's the Big 12 is just that deep. But yeah, I love betting the Big 12. I just always bet the home team. Like it seems that simple, but it has been that simple this year. A lot of Big 12 teams have struggled away from home. So yeah, I think that's something to keep around. But like you said, I think what it comes down to in March will be experience and definitely I want teams that play well on the road for sure because no home court advantage come March.
That is very true. Someone in the comments asks about number 20 UConn and how you guys are feeling about that. Any opinions there?
They're a weird team. So like when you look at betting odds, I think they have like a top 10 chance. We had the betting odds a couple of days ago up. They have like I don't know their exact odds right now, but they're top 10 in betting odds, like to win a national championship. So they have better odds than their ranking says. You got to remember, UConn was, what were they ranked? Number 2, I think, coming into January.
Preseason, they were January. Yeah, they were number 2.
Coming into January, yeah. I don't know if they were preseason, but so that's the thing. They just kind of scuffled through January, and the Big East isn't as good as it normally is. So they did lose some uncharacteristic games along the way, but then they had some quad 1 losses also kind of included in there. So, yeah, I think they're a team that can definitely go on a run. It comes down – Hawkins is a really good guard that they have. I don't know. Sonogo, it depends how he plays. Does he get in foul trouble? It all really just depends when you see the bracket, like how will these teams match up, facing each other. But I think UConn holds value with their number, and the sports books respect them a lot more than the top 25 do at the moment.
All right, guys. Well, while we're on the top 25, let's look at what the matchups are tonight.
Boom.
Boom. All right, so we got these odds from FanDuel. First, fresh off the bat, this morning, our producer told us, Nigel, shout out to Nigel, Alabama and Tennessee. Tennessee was actually minus 3.5, so the line is moving in favor of Bama. A lot of people are betting Bama. Guys, what are your initial thoughts about this?
I can go. I like Tennessee here.
That's why I was being quiet, Ben. I was waiting for you to go.
I like Tennessee. Kind of like what Dead touched on earlier, the young players. I'm not sure how they're going to show up in this spot against the top defense in the nation. I mean, Tennessee, they are a scary defense to face. That's not easy to face, especially in a road game, a conference game late in the season. I'm just not sure. They're coming off a really nice road win against Auburn. So, I mean, they have looked decent, obviously, in conference. They've only lost 1 game all season. So, of course, to be doubting them in this spot is a little bit scary. But Tennessee, I mean, their defense is just something else. They swarm you. They kind of remind me of Rutgers, just that elite defense. They swarm you. They pressure you, get a lot of turnovers, and they limit offensive rebounds. They really do everything well. So they're a scary team to, of course, fade. When they're losing, it seems like their offense can kind of fall off. It'll be interesting to see how the pace goes in this game because Alabama, they're going to want to push the pace. Tennessee, they're probably going to prefer a slower game. So if Alabama can get out and run and get it in transition, kind of score off the dribble, it could get out of hand for Tennessee. But I actually like Tennessee to kind of keep the tempo a little bit slower in this game, use their elite defense. They play really good defense in transition too, so I think that'll be the key in this game to kind of slow Alabama down and make this a lower scoring game. So I think they can do that, and I like them to cover here.
All right, yeah, everybody's going to bet Bama. Obviously, you see number one is a dog. That's going to happen. I'm all over Tennessee as well, but I think you kind of mentioned it. It all depends the pace of this game. Like, Tennessee is, I believe, statistically, what do they allow a game? Like 53 points? It's something crazy. They're clearly one of the best defenses in the nation. And then on the other side, you have Alabama, who's one of the best offenses in the nation, scoring north of 80 points a game. So it does depend on what kind of game script you see. I mean, it's a game where Tennessee almost has to muck this up, try to play, into the 60s. Alabama's going to be a tough team to hold down. But if they can play their style of play, I like them a lot. I think this line's kind of indicating it's Tennessee play. You got to remember, Tennessee entered the month. I believe they were also ranked number 2, right? At one point coming into the month, because they've lost 3 of their last 4. So they lost at Florida, and then they have 2 really bad losses. They were a 12.5-point favorite, lost on a buzzer beater at home against Missouri, or at home against. Were they home against Vanderbilt? One of them they were home, and then the other one they lost to Missouri. So they've lost their last 2 games, guys, on buzzer beaters, buzzer beater threes too. So they were up by 2. It wasn't like a tie game. They were winning the game and then lost at the end on a buzzer beater. That is a really tough way to lose a couple games. There will be no better feeling than to come back, to knock off number 1. And listen, Tennessee fans, if you're going to the game, do not storm the court. I understand they're number 1, but you guys are – this is not like a big surprise. You're a 2.5-point favorite. Please don't storm the court tonight. It makes it look like Alabama's better than you, and I don't think they're that much better. Just be normal about it. Be cool. Be loud. I was talking to a guy last night. He said he was going to the Tennessee game tomorrow, and I asked him if he was going to storm the court, and he said yes. So I think they're prepared to storm it. I mean, I get it, but come on, don't do it when it's like a game like this. But yes, I think Tennessee's the play tonight.
All right, Matt, we let's get into our best bets for today. I know, Matt, you actually bet the Alabama-Tennessee game. Do you want to give your pick off the bat?
Yeah.
Actually, have Ben go first here, guys. Have Ben go first.
Okay.
The guest goes first.
Is it okay if we touch on the TCU game first? I'm sorry, because we had
Go for it.
Yeah.
Is that all right if we went over just one? So someone asked about TCU Iowa State game. I don't know for sure if I don't think Miles is playing. Someone asked that as well. College basketball injury news is a little bit harder to get, I think. But I kind of like TCU here just because, and I was just talking about always bet the Big 12 home team, but not today just because I think this line's a little off, 3.5. If I'm not mistaken, Iowa State beat TCU the first time around on the road. I could be wrong about that, but could be a good revenge spot. TCU's been ice cold as of late. I actually think it's a decent spot. I think this is a close game. Doesn't it seem like, Ben, was that the dog?
The dogs are barking. The dogs are barking.
Look at that timing.
The dogs bark.
Look at that timing. Yes. So TCU to me, guys, it's the play for sure with the points tonight. Doesn't seem like Iowa State games are always very close. So yeah, I think it's a strong read to TCU for that one. And then do you have anything on that game, Ben or Melissa? You got anything on that game? I know you're a big TCU Iowa State.
Well, for me, this side's kind of hard for me. I almost lean closer to the under here. I see that Mike Miles is still out, and that's probably the biggest storyline for me because you see without him, they're 1-4 now in the last 5 games. You said they're in a bit of a cold spell. That's largely in part due to the loss of Mike Miles. The only game they won was at home against West Virginia. They won by 4. They've lost the other 4 games without him so far. I see he's still out. I haven't seen that change yet. So it's tough for me to necessarily back TCU in this spot because of it. I do like them situationally, but without him, I think I'm actually liking the under more here. I know TCU does play kind of a faster pace, but they have a good defense. Iowa State, obviously one of the best defenses in the nation. Their offense was looking a lot better early in the year. Lately, it seems like their offense is falling off a little bit. They just scored 56 points at home in their last game. And they scored 68 before that at home. So they were scoring more in the 70s earlier in the year. So offensively, I don't know if they're going to be there tonight. They play a really slow tempo, so I kind of like the under in that game.
Okay, that sounds good. Can we talk about one more game before we So
Let's go for it.
They keep asking, and I'm like, well, then we have to answer. All right, so Indiana Northwestern. I think this is another good spot for. See, now I'm taking all the road teams. I always take the home teams. All right, I'm going to take Indiana because the line kind of moved. It shifted. I think they were -1, so now the line keeps moving towards Indiana. Here's the thing, though. Indiana was beat by Northwestern in their own building earlier this year. It was a tight game. Northwestern kind of dominated early on. I remember because I had Indiana first half, and that lost. And then Indiana made a late push. Close game, but they ended up losing it by 1. I think this is a good spot. Indiana's they're on a roll right now. Like this, they're playing their best basketball this season. I think that the line here says Indiana gets some revenge and they split this season series. Like if the line was flipped, I would like Northwestern, but I think the fact that we're seeing Indiana on the road at 2.5 and Nigel, this one moved, right? Wasn't it 1.5? You said coming on.
It was, yeah. It moved right before the show.
Yeah, so this line keeps moving towards Indiana. So I think if you like Indiana, hop on Indiana now for the people asking. I think that's the Hoosiers are a good play tonight. So yeah, I think they get some revenge. We love revenge here, right?
We love revenge on this show.
We love it. We love it. So yeah, lock in Indiana. I think Jackson Davis will be too much for them and company tonight. So I'm going with a couple road teams here, and Virginia will win. So there we go, another road team. They're -15.5, but take their money line to it.
I agree. Just because like you said, Jackson Davis, the last game when they were beat by Northwestern at home, he shot 8 for 19 in that game, below 50%. And there's not too many games he's been doing that this season, right? Like he actually had a surprisingly bad game. And in that game, I expected him to actually have a much better shooting performance because Northwestern, I mean, for their big down low, they don't really have like that really good defensive big. I mean, they have like Matthew Nelson. But like I think that was just a bad shooting game for Trace Jackson Davis rather than Northwestern defending him really well. Because like I just think Indiana is going to have the size here to compete. Now the thing is Race Thompson, I see he's questionable. I do think if he's out, I will stay away from it just because I do think he's going to bring another level to the offense if he can play in tonight's game. I see he's still questionable, but he's a pretty good size player for them that can bring some more depth to the scoring because I think that's been the problem. He's been out for a few games now, but so I'll probably wait to see his status if I can find it before the game. If he's in, I'll probably back Indiana.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. College basketball stat. Where do you find your college basketball injury news, Ben?
I usually look on DonBet. That's what I've seen is the best.
Okay.
But
we had someone ask because I don't really. I find it hard to find also.
Yeah, DonBest is pretty good. From what I've seen, they have pretty good updates on their news, so that's usually where I look.
Also, Fresno State tonight, +9 guys. I like that. I think they keep it close tonight with San Diego State. So if you guys want to stay up, but that game's probably on at like 10:30, 11 tonight. So if you're gonna have a long night, you might as well bet on the Bulldogs. I think they'll keep it close. They're better than their record shows. I'll say that.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So let's get into it. We discussed the top 25 schedule tonight. We discussed the top 25 teams. Now you are both betting on college basketball for your best bets of the day. Ben, we will start with you.
I love Arkansas tonight. On the road, they're catching over a 3-point, which it was 3.5 actually. This line's been moving pretty quick. So maybe even wait because if more money comes in on Texas A&M, I mean they could close with nearly 2 possessions, which I love. I think this is going to be another game that comes down to the wire in the final few possessions. The big story for Arkansas was Nick Smith finally returned last game. The problem is they lost that game and they lost it at home. And Musselman, he even kind of alluded to it. He said it's kind of tough when you have someone who is supposed to be the focal point of your offense. He's out for most of the season. He comes in late in the season, and now it's kind of like, where does he fit in? I think hopefully some of those questions will be answered in this game. I think that was actually a tougher spot for him. He only played 17 minutes, so he was kind of trying to work into the offense. I think there's going to be a much better plan for tonight. And he was like one of the top ranked recruits coming into the season. Like this is one of the best freshmen in the country we're talking about here. So it's not like he's just some like Joe Schmo coming in, finally playing for the team now. Like this was one of the top players, freshmen coming into the season. And then on top of that, Anthony Black's playing well. For a lot of the season that they were struggling, they didn't have most of their key pieces to the offense. Mikal Mitchell was even out for a while. So now they have most of their guys healthy. They're still down a few of them, but I mean, they're pretty healthy coming into this game. Texas A&M, they rely on a lot of their points from the free throw line. They are first in the conference in free throw attempts. So if they're not getting those free throw attempts, I'm just not high in their offense. They shoot pretty well. They're shooting 50% effective field goals, but I mean, usually it seems like their offense plays off their free throw attempts. And the last time out against Arkansas, they didn't get that many looks from the free throw. I mean, they got 28, but they only made 19. They were only shooting 67% from the free throw line, and they ended up losing that game by 11. So, of course, they could be a bounce back spot here at home. But I actually like Arkansas to cover here on the road with Nick Smith back in. I think he plays more minutes tonight, and he's a better piece of their offense here. So I think we're going to see a pretty good outing from Nick Smith here.
All right. Now we covered the ACC. Matt,
Yes.
we already sorry out there. We already kind of covered your Tennessee Alabama matchup, but you do have you are betting this game. Do you want to just reiterate that really quickly before you get into your second pick?
Of course, yeah. All right, so here we go. Day 2, we're going back to Rocky Top. I have to shout out Tennessee, though, because they were 2-0 on the first ladder. So this is a team that we could trust, right? The whole point of the first ladder was let's find out who we can trust. And unfortunately, it was my Eagles that we couldn't. But we did figure out a bunch of teams that we could trust, and Tennessee's one of them. So we're going to kick this thing off. We're going to go with Tennessee here on the money line. I love them tonight. A lot of people would not go day 2 ladder fading the number 1 team in the nation, but we're not a lot of people, guys. We're ready to go. We're fired up for this one. I think Tennessee is in a desperate spot, right? They've lost 3 of their last 4, and 2 of those losses came, like I said, by a buzzer beater. Like losing back-to-back games on a buzzer beater 3, that has to be some kind of record. I don't even know if that's happened before, but it has. We saw the last 2 games, and they were losses that they were double-digit favorites in both games. Like I said, we lost 1 to Missouri and then 1 to Vanderbilt. So 2 really bad losses. And even prior to that, they lost against Florida. Not an awful loss, but a game that, again, they were favored in. So I think Tennessee gets right tonight. Everyone's going to bet on Alabama. When you see a line, the number 1 team in the nation's +2, +3, whatever they are right now, a lot of people are going to go for that. We're not going to do it. We're going to trust Tennessee tonight. So that's where we're going to kick this thing off. We're going to go with Tennessee money line as the first leg. And then the second leg to make this thing – this one's going to be the easier one of the 2, I think. Like I said, we might have to sweat Tennessee a little bit. But this is going to be the one. I believe these games are both on at 7 o'clock, so we'll get out early tonight and get to day 3. But we're going to go Clemson -1.5. Again, this is an alt spread. Clemson's actually like -8, so please don't comment. I don't have 1.5. I have 8. They are 8. This is an alt spread. So make sure to just – every book has them. We just go under alternate lines. Clemson, though, like I said, at home, they've been really good this year. I think they only have 2 losses on their home floor this entire season, but they have lost 3 in a row overall. So they come into this game a little bit cold. As great as they've been overall in the year, because they've been at the top of the ACC, they're not firmly in March Madness at all. They need to start stringing together some wins. If they lose tonight at home to Florida State, who is god-awful this year, they're in trouble. So I expect a focused effort from Clemson tonight. Like I said, Florida State, doesn't matter whether they've been home or away. They've struggled, but they've really struggled on the road. I think Clemson wins this game very easily, -1.5 alt spread. And look, this gets us to +106. So you get a little wiggle room. Yesterday I think we were like -104. Now we're back home. We're right online. So we're going with Tennessee money line and then Clemson -1.5. Sorry.
Matt, how confident are you feeling about this? One commenter said his girlfriend's going to leave him if his latter day 2 picks don't hit.
Somebody's okay. So we're in trouble. She's not going to leave you. Listen, if the girlfriend's not going to leave you over the ladder, if you tell her about our first ladder run, she'll probably want to marry you. You say, hey, I hit 9 of the 10 days of the ladder. That's gonna get it going. It also happened. Oh, so it happened to BYU in 1996. That's crazy. That's got to be so depressing, right? I mean,
that's when you were born, right, Matt?
Melissa was in high school. No, I wasn't.
How dare you?
I didn't come into the world until 1998. But yep, Melissa was graduating high school. This is my favorite. This is when we just read the comments now because there's nothing else to talk about. My take. You could take Tennessee plus. Someone said they might do Tennessee +1, but then I think that. Well, I don't know. I wouldn't do it. Just take money line. I like +1 or money line. If they lose by 1, everyone's gonna be sad anyway.
Melissa's got a pick too, guys. What do you mean there's nothing else to talk about? That's such a
Oh,
disrespect,
well,
Melissa.
Yeah, come on. How can you forget about Melissa's pick?
Listen, tell me.
Jeez.
She was mean to me all week about the Eagles, and so
I didn't say a word to you.
Just
I
straight
was so
disrespect.
courteous.
that was not. No, you did. You
I
said
had half
that
a
word.
nerve to get
You said
on
that
to
word
the
to me all week.
schedule to go on the morning edge on Monday so I could have a few words with you.
No.
But I was like, let me let him simmer down.
Yeah, we had to keep.
We hit the octopus though, so that you had something to cheer about, right?
Yes.
Because
that
it's
was-
your boy.
Yes. We could cheer about that. All right, Melissa. All right, everyone, lock in. Melissa's pick.
All right, guys, I am doing a hockey pick today. We actually have a very impressive hockey slate besides the college basketball slate. The Oilers are playing, the Sabres are playing, my Rangers are playing.
Are
I'm
the
going to
Ducks
go.
playing? I thought we were
The
fading
Ducks,
the
we'll
Ducks.
get to that. The Ducks are playing. That's my bonus pick of the day. But I am going with the Oilers on the spread. They are taking on the Detroit Red Wings. Obviously, the Oilers are having a great season with their offense leading the way. They're scoring almost 4 goals per game. They have 14 goals in the last 4 games. The Red Wings have won their last 3 games in a row, and I know they're looking to pull the upset. But the Oilers are back home. They had an extra day of rest. They just got off a road trip. Now, I know teams look sluggish off a road trip, but this isn't any average team. It's the Oilers. They should pile on the goals with Connor McDavid, Leon, and like the rest of the offense has just been great all season. Even some of the defense, Darnell Nurse and Cody Ceci have been great. I know the rest of the defense is struggling a little, but I think that they'll get it done and help. Stuart Skinner will have a fabulous game, have some great saves, and that's about it. They will have a dominant win from their first game back from the road.
I like it. I have to tell you the truth. I bet against the Red Wings a couple nights ago against the Canucks, and the Canucks lost like 18-1.
Oh yeah.
So I'm ready. I'm ready to get some revenge on the Red Wings with you tonight. I'll tell that.
Last time they played, which was I think like last week, the Oilers won 5-2. So we're in a good spot. And just so we're aware, the Sabres are taking on the Ducks tonight, and there's no way that the Sabres are taking on the Ducks tonight, Matt. I couldn't let you not know that.
What's the puck
line?
The
puck line is -1.5 on the Sabres, so we're gonna obviously have to take that too.
Yeah, do we know like what it is? Is it plus like what? Because I want to take.
Yeah, it is plus 122.
Wow, what do they do? Do they know the Ducks are playing on the other side?
That's right at home. I'll give them that. The Sabres are a little desperate right now. They're still fighting to keep their playoff hopes alive.
Yes.
So, but we gotta bet against the Ducks on the show. John would be very upset if we didn't.
Yes. That's pretty much what. So we kind of are. Like this is like a bonus pick of the night. If you just keep betting against the Ducks on the puck line, we think you'll get rich. It's always like plus money too, right? Kind of.
Yeah.
And
it has been so far.
And the Sabres are 16-9 on the road on the puck line, and the Ducks.
That's why
I'm loving this.
Stat guy Ben. Yeah, that's big. Someone asked about the Lakers tonight, but I'm done. The last time I bet the Lakers, LeBron just decided he just wants to keep sitting. I don't know what he's doing. He just broke the scoring record. Now he's just like taking an early vacation. I mean, he's allowed to do that, obviously, because he's LeBron James, but he's not very nice to gamblers. I am going to say that. Just like tell us if you're playing. You know what I mean? Like, why can't he just tell us before and then we know? But yeah, if LeBron plays, the Lakers will win tonight. I do agree with that.
He's LeBron. He doesn't have to tell you if he's playing or not.
Yeah, you're right. LeBron owes me nothing. That is true. But I just feel like he owes the gambling community a little bit more than what he's given us lately. So if you're watching LeBron, please tell us if you're playing soon.
And just to note that picture in Melissa's box is the official Ice Queen pick of the day. So I just wanted to. I know it's small.
There we go.
It is the Ice Queen.
Okay.
So just
my glasses.
Just let you know.
Yeah.
So
okay. What do we have Melissa's record when that picture is shown? I think we need like a updated.
I think.
You know, I'm not a math guy, Matt, but I'm pretty sure it's like 20-0, something like that. Yeah, that sounds right.
That's pretty good.
Okay.
All right, guys. Let's parlay these odds in our YOLO parlay. We've got a plus 102, a plus 106, and a minus 110. Ben, you are the newest one on this show, so you get to go first. Matt can sit down.
Man, don't listen. It's a trap. They did it to me.
Yeah, being first is always the worst.
What do you think the odds would be, guys? Ben,
you know what? I'll go first and I'll nail it. Usually
Ooh,
a
that's
team
cocky.
is like plus 278. There's 2+ monies in there. I'm gonna say it's like plus. I'm gonna say 1,036.
Okay.
All right, well, I just tweeted out plus 1,000 parlay, so I'm going with plus 1,000. I don't know what it is, but that's my guess.
I'm gonna do like plus 900, plus
All right,
1,000.
I really thought
Too
you
How
were.
low.
often we've done
Too
one of
low.
these?
I don't
I
know.
don't think you guys. I don't think you guys have been further off from the actual money than this. That was pretty much the worst YOLO parlay
I
I've
was.
ever seen.
I was like plus 1,000. That seems a little too adventurous, but I might.
Well,
Yeah, it was
you
too
know what?
high.
I blame Ben because he went first, and I was like, okay, that's too high. But then
You
I
can't
thought I was
just
saying too low.
blame me.
Well, no, I just did.
We
No,
always
I
blame
did.
the first guy that picks.
Yes, you always blame the first guy. Melissa, do you like the Oilers Sabres over? Someone asked, or do you just want the Oilers? You don't care about the Oilers?
So the Oilers, they score a lot of goals, and so do the Red Wings. I am liking the over on that, but it was minus 132, so I lean for the plus money on this pick.
Okay. All right. So there's your answer.
That's what I got for you.
That's a great answer. All right. So getting back to this parlay. All right. So it's officially, what was it, plus 640? So yeah, we were a little off.
Dad,
Okay.
you have to make a new tweet, Matt.
694.
Yeah. Okay. So ignore my tweet. It's not plus 1,000. I'm sorry. I was all that excited, but it's still plus like almost 1,000. If
You can round up.
Yeah. If you round up to the
Kinda
nearest
close.
1,000, you get.
You know where I was getting my plus 1,000? I'll tell you where I was getting my plus 1,000. It was when there were 4 legs. It was closer to a little over plus
Ben's
1,000.
used to 4 legs.
Yeah,
We're used
yeah.
to
And
3.
there's no excuse for that. I mean, because you ended up really screwing me because then I tweeted it out. Everyone gets excited.
I was thinking there was 4. Okay.
Yes.
We'll
Okay.
just give 4 next time. That's what we'll just have to do.
I guess. Do you guys ever notice how many like camera emojis there are in the live stream? I always think they're taking pictures of us, but I just realized they're just taking pictures of our plays.
Yeah, they're screenshotting your bets.
Yeah, I was honored. I was like, whoa, like this is pretty cool. But now it's just they just want my bets. But that's cool too. I mean, you guys.
Yeah, that's cool too.
Because you said it was plus 1,000.
Yeah, but I was like, all right, here we go, plus 1,000, and it's like plus 400 because Ben lied. But yeah, anyway, I think we got a winner here. Arkansas plus 4.5, right? Oilers minus 1. I think we got it. Well, technically it is 4 legs. You're right, Ben.
Well, kinda.
Yeah, because it's like you can't. Yeah, it is. It is 4 legs.
4 teams. Yeah. 4 teams, 3 plays. Yeah.
I said to add the Sabres to it. Do we do that?
Yeah, I mean, if we add the Sabres to it, it'll probably hit plus 1,000.
The Sabres money line. We don't even have to go puck line. All right, let's do it. If you guys are doing this, well, I don't know. Do both. Like, and yes, play these straight balls. You don't have to just parlay these. This is just like a fun segment. But we do take them straight.
These are straight bets, but we're also parlaying them because someone just said I thought these were straights. So they are straight.
They are, yes, but then you can also.
We like to do like a what if, see what it will come out to if everyone trusted all 3 of us at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. And sometimes these hit too. I mean, it's rare that they do, but sometimes they all hit, right?
What was the Sabres price? I'll do the math for you.
It was plus 122 on the puck line.
Yeah, I love this person. AE1027. They're just like Matt's my favorite part. I only take Matt's picks. Like,
is that your mom, Matt? Like, did you tell her to comment that?
Thanks, Mom. Love you too. Yeah, no, I don't know, but I think that's like my biggest fan. I'm gonna start bringing that person around just to like hype me up 24/7.
Someone's wondering if you like Clemson minus 3.5, Matt.
Yeah, but like just do minus 1.5 if it gets us plus 106.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I think I kind of think they'll cover the whole game. Florida State's like really bad. It'd be like if us started the college basketball team. All right, boom. Look at this. Now I can actually add. Wait, so what's this? Oh, did you take puck line on the Sabres?
I did. Yeah. Should I not have?
What's their money line?
It's minus 200.
All right, but that'll still boost us to 1,000, right? So then my tweet's not a lie.
Yeah, perfect. Now you're not a liar.
Minus 200 is plus almost 1,100.
Oh, okay. So whatever you guys are
I'm actually more of a truther. I actually underestimated what we said.
In your brain, you thought the Sabres were included. That's what it was.
Yes, exactly. Thank you for helping me.
You're welcome.
Lie to the community. No, yeah. All right. So now, are we officially adding the Sabres, or is that just like if it wins, we can say that the Sabres?
I think that's what we should do. I like that. It'll win, but like if it wins,
it's like a lean, basically. That's what it is. All right. So we lean with the Sabres then. That makes more sense. All right. So if you guys want to add it. There's a place. You guys think we're hitting this? I think we will. I feel good about it.
I'm feeling
Yeah,
good about
Matt.
this.
Someone said a Tennessee player went out last game and missed another game with an injury. I think they're talking about Julian Phillips. He went out last game with a hip injury, I believe.
Oh, no, he's fine. I texted him. No, I'm not worried about
All right.
it. I don't
He's
care.
questionable.
I
It
don't
says
care
he's
who's playing.
questionable. So
I think we could roll us out tonight and we're winning. Just because it's gonna be that place is gonna be electric. I need to DM that guy again who told me he's storming the court because that's.
This
have,
is
you have you guys ever seen like wait where'd you get a Melissa? You went to UCF, right? So that was.
Oh, I didn't go to UCF, but that's really funny you said that.
I thought you did go to UCF.
I'm a fan of UCF. I'm a fan of the Knights. What do you want me to do?
So did you go to a big college? Ben, did you go to a big college?
me?
Yeah, or did you go? Yeah, did you even? I don't know.
No. I went to a smaller college, Winona.
Okay, yeah, I went to a smaller college. Yeah.
Where did you go? I was actually discussing this with my group of friends. They're like, by the way, did Matt go to Villanova? He loves to pick them. I was like,
no, I didn't. So I went
went
to school right next to Villanova. I went to Cabrini, played D3. You guys don't have to hear. Yeah, you don't have to hear about how good I was. It was a. But like I'm saying, so I don't know if like I've always wanted to storm a court, right? Like it looks so fun, but it's just not the place to do it. But I didn't know. Wait, so where'd you go, Melissa? You just didn't go to UCF? I thought you told me this.
No, I think I was visiting UCF one day when we were at a show for the game.
Probably it. Yeah, okay, that's probably what it is.
I went to Pace and Hofstra. So
Hofstra, they're pretty good.
Yeah, they might go dancing.
Yeah, Hofstra's pretty good this year. They're probably going to go to the big dance.
You have to tell Matthias that, Melissa. He when we did a segment on Monday, he said to keep an eye out for Hofstra to win the national championship.
The last time they were robbed because it was the COVID season and no one played March Madness. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, they've had like some pretty good teams. But all right, so there you go. Did you ever storm a court or no? I guess not. None of us have stormed a court, guys. Maybe we'll have to do it one time in our lives.
Someone's gonna have to film it.
Storm with students. Yeah, I'll fit in. I'll go in the student section and just. No, I did not play curling in D3. This guy's making fun of me, guys. I was a D3.
You look like a curler.
Curling's actually pretty awesome. I'm not gonna lie.
All right, Ben's a curler. Yeah, see,
no knocking of curling. Don't knock
yeah.
curling.
All right,
Curling's pretty awesome.
Curling is an Olympic sport.
We got a curling community. Yeah, I've never done it though. I'm not. Where would I play curling at? You know, I feel like you have to live somewhere cold to get into it. Maybe I'm wrong, but
don't they have like curling on boat cruises? Am I thinking of another game?
It's the dry version of
a shuffleboard.
Shuffleboard. It's the dry version of.
That's not curling. But it's kind of like no. Well, there's multiple shuffleboards. There's like the little like game one where you just like fling the little disc.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. And then there's like the big shuffleboard. Like you push.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Big shuffleboard is very similar to curling, so I can see where you would mix up the two. But
if you don't have a shuffleboard in your getting like what I want is like those little like shuffleboards in my house, like those ones to play in the basement. Those are pretty cool. I could get those. That should be an Olympic sport, like shuffleboard. We could do that. But anyway, I played baseball, not curling, buddy. Make it fun.
You played baseball.
Well, I didn't play often. I had 8 career at bats, but I did hit a double once. So,
congratulations! I'm very proud of you.
And no errors. Just pointing it out. I played
no errors
in the field. Yep, no errors. So
that's the most important part.
Yeah.
Well, guys, on that note, we are going to leave the show on a high note after congratulating Matt on his illustrious baseball career. We will see you guys.
That's why I didn't make the MLB.
The Morning Edge will return tomorrow, and I will see you guys on Friday. Happy betting.